Welcome to... Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers, and welcome to Action Points for June. I'm a little bit late in getting this to you, I apologise for that, but I've been quite busy with work and other things, but I got this to you as fast as I could. Here it is, Action Points, where I ramble on about games and what the Esoteric Order of Gamers, which is me, Peter, also known as Universal Head, has been doing over the past month. And if you sign up to the newsletter, you'll also get a summary of all the things I've done during the month as well. So what are we going to talk about? Well, first we're going to talk about the miniature painting I've done during the month, because as usual, I'm churning out the painting of miniatures as fast as I can in a strange attempt to get to the point where I've painted up my backlog of miniatures. Will it ever happen? I don't know. You know, it's a goal, it's in the distance, so I get close to it, and then I buy another game, then I get close to it, then I can buy another game. It's endless push-pull back forward, but I do keep painting. And this is what I did over the last month. Over here, we've got Space Hulk. Now, this was very exciting. I had Space Hulk in a semi-painted state for quite a long time. I'd already done all the marine figures with the base colours and all the details, and that's as far as I got. That took quite a while, but it's as far as I got. So I finally got back into Space Hulk and did the whole thing, and the feeling of satisfaction was huge, because I've had this game for about 10 years now. It's 3rd edition of Space Hulk, and I always wanted to get it painted. It's a great game, but I never got it to the table because I was ashamed of its unpainted state. So I finally done that. I did all the gene stealers, which took ages to do. They're a pain in the neck to paint. Really a horrible job. It was a chore. And then I went back to the Marines and I gave them a wash and did some highlighting, finished it off. The final task was to just do the door bases, which I did very, very quickly with a dry brush and a little bit of grungy detailing. And it's done! Yay! Space Hulk done forever. And we had a game of it the other night. It was great to get it out again, this old classic, and play it with painted miniatures. That's Space Hulk. The other thing I did was Aliens vs Predator, The Hunt Begins. I finished that off, and that didn't take too long to do. They're very detailed figures, very finely detailed and fragile. And it took a bit of fiddling to do the Marines and the Predator figures, but the aliens themselves were very easy to do. They were just done in black and then dry brushed with silver. And then I picked out some detail, and I gave the heads a very glossy black finish, so they look very creepy. And the bases are fantastic. They're integral. The figures and the base are molded together and have a lot of character, so they were fun to do as well. Haven't played that game yet, though I did get online to Prodos Games because they have a sale going. I think it's finished now. They had a very short sale where they sold a whole lot more alien figures. So I picked up some eggs, some face huggers, and some alien warriors just to round out my collection, because I hear it's quite a fun game. It's quite old school, but quite fun. And the miniatures are beautiful. So I finished those off. That was great. In between these, I did a couple of Smog expansion sets. Smog, The Rise of Moloch, a great game. It's taken me a long time to get through all the stuff I got for Kickstarter, through Kickstarter for that game. Not only were there quite a lot of expansions, but there's also a lot of Kickstarter extras. I finished all the expansions now. They're fantastic figures, a lot of character, really interesting creatures and people in those. And I finished all those, so now I've just got all the Kickstarter extras to do, which is still about 40 figures, so that'll still take a while. The other game I got was Okko Chronicles by the Red Joker. That came through this month, and I've almost finished painting the base set. These are all the miniatures from the base set here. I've done them all except these 6 figures here still need a highlighting pass. But apart from that, they're all done. So they came out pretty quickly, and they're great little figures. And the game is excellent. Okko Chronicles, they're running another Kickstarter right now where you can get the stuff from the original Kickstarter. You can also get extra stuff. There's a solo and co-op mode, some other expansions. Highly recommend you have a look at that. It's a dungeon crawl, but it's set in the world of the Okko character by Hub, the French cartoonist. And it's got a really nice feel, and it's got a sort of clue hunting aspect as well, a little bit of investigation, and there's quite a lot of choices involved, because when you have a character, each turn you can choose to buff up its stats or give it a special ability or both. So you can be different with your powers every turn. It makes it quite interesting. Played it once, really enjoyed it, looking forward to playing it some more. The other thing I did is get a couple more Star Wars Imperial Assault figures. I think I mentioned they were coming in the post in the last Action Points. So I've got the, I've forgotten what this thing is called. Oh, it's a Bantha Rider. So a big Bantha with the guy on top of it. Finished that, and also good old Obi-Wan. Had to have that one as well. So I painted those up as soon as I got them, because now Star Wars Imperial Assault, it's all done. So every time I get a new figure, I can paint it straight away and it's done. That's the goal. Oh no! See, the danger of having boxes. Luckily, they're just the lids. Otherwise, a whole lot of weight would have fallen on my Gene Stealers and disaster would have struck. So, phew, that was lucky. And the last thing that I painted up this month was this figure from Wrath of Kings. I've gone back to Miniature Market and bought a couple of lots of extra Wrath of Kings figures because I've got quite a collection and they're selling these at quite reasonable prices. So you can see a spectacular figure, that one, and very easy to paint, just some dry brushing and a bit of shading and it was done. So that's it for miniatures for the month of June. So I told you about Okko, which I got last month. Another game I got was Star Wars Outer Rim. I played it a couple of times. It's fun. If you like Star Wars, if you like the sort of smuggling stuff with Han Solo and those other characters and Boba Fett, and basically pick up and deliver stuff, getting bounties, buffing up your ship with mods, things like that. It's fun. It's not fantastic, there's nothing groundbreaking going on there, and it feels like a bit of an anticlimax at the end when you just reach your 10 fame and go, I won, I've got 10 fame. But it's a fun way to pass a couple of hours, and it's no doubt going to have a lot of more expansions which will expand the amount of content that's available in the game. So check that out if you're interested in more Star Wars stuff. Another one I got on special was Roombound 3rd Edition, and I also got the expansion for that Unbreakable Bonds, which is the solo play and cooperative play. And I'm looking forward to some games of that. In fact, I might even do a solo run through of that as a bonus video. I churned out lots of rule summaries this month, so go back and check them all out if you haven't already. There's one for Aliens vs Predator, there's one for Okko Chronicles, and I just released this morning one for Batman Gotham City Chronicles. So some fantastic rule summary stuff, which hopefully will make playing your games a lot easier and more fun, and you don't have to wade through those impenetrable rule books. I'm still waiting on Joan of Arc by Mythic Games. People have started to get their copies, and I'm very jealous. I haven't got mine yet. It looks packed full of stuff. Been lots of rules questions on Board Game Geek, so I hope it's not too difficult to learn. But the miniatures look great. I also saw an unboxing of the Siege expansion, which is one of the ones I got in addition to the core set, and that looked amazing with whole castle walls and all the rest of it. It's small scale miniatures, so hopefully it won't take quite as long to paint as all my other games. You'll be happy to know I finished the graphic design on Atlantis Rising by Elf Creek Games, so that's heading towards production now. Very exciting. I've been working on that one for a year. The illustrator is Vincent Dutre, who's a fantastic illustrator, and I'm sure you've seen his work all over the place. It was great working with him and with Elf Creek Games. It's going to be a beautiful production, so I really recommend you check it out. If you missed the Kickstarter, keep an eye out for it because it'll be available at retail as well. I also thought I'd mention that I've started to do foam core box insert plans as well. The first one on the website is for 7 Wonders, and there'll be more coming. And that's thanks to the help of Jonathan White, who is a guy who makes some fantastic foam core box inserts, and he's very kindly partnered with me to have them released on the Esoteric Order of Gamers, so you can download them and make your own inserts. If you haven't made box inserts before, give it a go. It's fantastic. Almost all of the games behind me have a foam core box insert, and they are great for speeding up setup and pack up time, keeping your pieces in good condition and keeping them organised. So download some of the ones on the website, and also have a look at my videos on how to work with foam core, and you'll be making them yourself in no time at all. WizKids, who made Smash City, and I point out Smash City because I did the graphic design on it, haven't mentioned that one before. They're coming up with a new one called Flotilla, and this looks quite good. It's set a kind of water world type universe, post-apocalyptic, and you start off the game as people diving into the ocean, looking for artifacts, doing things like that. And at a certain point in the game, you flip components over and become sky-siders before you're sink-siders, and you become sky-siders. And that's when you're on the surface and you're trying to get reputation with several guilds. It looks fun. Post-apocalyptic stuff is right up my alley. I love that kind of theme. And this one looks like a lot of fun and really nice components as well from what I can see so far. So keep an eye out for Flotilla. While we're on the underwater theme, there's a new one coming from Days of Wonder called Deep Blue. It's also diving, and it's a kind of push your luck game in the tradition of Diamant, which is up here somewhere. Where is it? There it is, up there. So I looked at this, it looked really good. The graphics look great, as always with Days of Wonder. You're going out on dive boats and you're piggybacking on other people's expeditions, diving into the water. But then you sort of you pull gems from a bag, and it's a push your luck thing. And when it got to the pulling gems from a bag bit, I went, because I was sort of hoping for a bit more adventure and excitement and thematic stuff at that point. But I don't know, it hasn't come out yet. It looks good. I'll certainly be keeping an eye on it when that one's released, because it looks a little bit more fun than the kind of more dry Euro stuff that Days of Wonder have been doing lately. Sandy Peterson and Peterson Games are at it again with Eternal Adversary, their latest Kickstarter game. It's got only a couple of days to go, so check it out quickly if you want to check it out. It looks great. It's order versus chaos. It's alternate timelines in a post-cataclysmic Earth. Order versus chaos. Closing chaos rifts. Lots of miniatures, of course. It looks pretty spectacular. So Peterson Games, great people. I've worked with them in the past on Planet Apocalypse and Evil High Priest. I think Planet Apocalypse should be coming out soon. Really looking forward to that. I put a lot of work into that one. They do great stuff, so check it out, Eternal Adversary. Another game I'll be covering on the Esoteric Order of Gamers very soon is Human Interface, Be a Better Human by Post-Industrial Games. And this is a full-on cyberpunk game. Miniatures, room tiles, hacking, bit of Netrunner feel in there as well. Some nice looking miniatures. Looks fantastic. I'll be getting a copy of that soon and checking it out and telling you what I think. They had a successful Kickstarter and it's just going out to backers soon. So keep an eye out for more coverage of that one. Human Interface, Be a Better Human. Well folks, that's about it for June. Thank you very, very much for watching. Something else I should also say is that I am going to close down the subscription system on my own website and move everything to Patreon. That's patreon.com/esotericorder. I did have my own system running on my website as well, but because there's a fee for the plugin and it's a little bit of a hassle to keep maintained, I'm just going to move it all over to Patreon. So if you're one of the people who is so wonderfully backing me through that system, I've sent you an email. Check your junk folder just in case if you haven't got it. But please get in touch or just move your subscription over to Patreon. I really appreciate you doing that. It just makes things a little bit easier for me. And I can do it all from there from now on. So of course, if you want to support the Esoteric Order of Gamers, go on. Go to Patreon and sign up there and send me a few bucks every month so I can keep sending you good stuff, especially fantastic rules summaries and references for your games. But also videos, unboxings, other stuff. And in August, there'll be some more battle reports coming up as well. Thanks very much for watching again. And of course, you can contact me and keep track of what's going on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And of course, on the website itself, orderofgamers.com. Stay tuned for a couple of thank yous to people who backed me this month. And in the meantime, I'll see you in July and have some fantastic gaming sessions between now and then. Good gaming all. It's a fantastic hobby, isn't it? Enjoy! See you next time. Hi Keith. Thanks very much for supporting the Esoteric Order of Gamers. It helps me to keep posting. Hello James. It's winter down here in New Zealand. As you can see, it's quite chilly, but when I get a bit of support like I did from you, it warms the cockles of my heart. So thanks very much, mate. I'll be sending you a very special thank you from Will and I when Will gets here in August. Okay, I'm trying to come up with something really clever to say to Steel Buddha about thanking him for supporting me, but also being behind the wheel. Can you think of anything?
really fantastic.
It's really no, that's not good. You're driving me mad with your kindness. It's excellent that you're... that's not even going anywhere.
Oh no, that won't translate.
What?
Is he in America?
Yeah, I think he is.
So your donation indicates...
No, that's windscreen wipers. Oh dear.
Oh, we could do that at home though.
What?
The indicator.
Yeah, it's not very funny though, is it?
No.
Well, look, thanks, Steel Buddha. Good on you, mate.
That's boring.
That's boring, isn't it? I've run out of puns! I can't think of any more!